Hey everyone, what's going on? If you're sitting there feeling stuck, broke, or like the system is rigged against you, this video is for you. Today I want to share my personal story of how I got into crypto, specifically XRP, and why I'm still all in years later, because I was exactly where a lot of you guys are. And back in February 2021, I finally had a bit of money for the first time in my life. But man, it took a long road to get there. And I grew up in Alberta, Canada. It's basically a cold version of Texas. I moved to Vancouver when I was 18, which, if you don't know about Vancouver in the West Coast, it's one of the most expensive cities in the world. And I was working, random jobs at the time. I was 18, I was doing Starbucks. I worked at I did some ballroom dancing gigs. I was just trying to figure out life. I was living in a basement suite with my brother while he was going to college, and then I got connected with the church actually down in America, and I actually moved to California for a year or two doing an internship with a great church down there. And that time changed me spiritually. So then when I came back to Canada, I went to Bible college for 2 years while working part-time, and faith was my whole focus in my early 20s. Which was amazing, but I realized a good paying job will also dramatically benefit my life. And it's hard to help people if you're flat on your back, sick, or financially broke. That's just the truth of things. And so I jumped into this job in construction through a friend, and I started framing. Then an opportunity for roofing came up, and I mean, most people wouldn't see that as an opportunity. Everyone's done roofing a little bit, and they're like, yeah, I did it for a summer, I'm never gonna do it again. Well, hey, I didn't see it. I saw it as an opportunity. I felt like God was leading me that way, so I grinded hard and quickly became a partner with the company. So, that was awesome. And then I ran my own company with those guys for about 8 years. And by 2021, I finally had some savings, and the Vancouver prices, they're insane. It's comparable to New York. But you're making Canadian dollars. And so I started thinking about my future, and I had nothing in my RRSPs, no company pension, and the number 2 million for retirement kept ringing in my head from all those financial advisors years ago. And I was almost 30, and I basically had nothing saved. And now when you get into what we'll need to retire in 30 years or so, that $2 million will more likely be around 5 million with inflation. So right after the C dump, they were printing money like crazy. I kept asking myself, how am I supposed to stay ahead of inflation? So, I talked to my dad, and at the time he worked as an aggressive tax planner for Canada Revenue, and he was skeptical at first. Yeah, with crypto and everything, the government was basically telling them that crypto was just for criminals and tax cheats, and but he actually ended up going that year to make a 100x return on, I think it was Cardano really that kind of sent it. He was into kind of dabbling in all of them, right? So a little bit went a crazy far, right? And really, so I go to him, I start asking him, and he starts telling me about XRP and how it had real utility with banks. So I was a little hesitant at first, and I heard of Bitcoin, but I had no clue what blockchain even was. And is it just this imaginary money? And so I put in $1,000 or $2,000 at first, just to kind of test the waters. And the process was it was really confusing back then. I bought Ethereum on ShakePay, and I sent it to Binance. And then when Binance still operated in Canada, and then I swapped it for XRP, and you got things like gas fees, and you got all different wallets, and you got these what's a limit buy and a market buy and a swap, and what's candles on a chart. And it was a steep learning curve, and I was kind of terrified of messing it up at the time and losing everything, let alone self-custody and cold storage and all the stuff that you learn in this space. But during the lockdowns in Canada, it was quite something. It lasted years, not just 2 weeks to slow the spread like was said. And crypto during that time actually became my obsession. It became my hobby. And I started digging into XRP, why did the SEC only sue Ripple when Bitcoin and Ethereum got a free pass? It felt kind of personal actually, and it was like they were trying to kill it. And Ripple fought back, of course, and I believed that they would win. And that underdog story actually made me even more convinced and convicted about like all of it. And I ended up putting in basically my life savings at the time. It was a good chunk of money. It was a good chunk of money to me, and I think to most people. And then kept buying with every paycheck I had. I just dollar cost average through the ups and the downs. And my business partners and family, they thought I was crazy. When it went up, they would get quiet or maybe even jealous, I don't know. And when it went down, they'd say stuff like, well, aren't you glad you put all your money into that XRP? You basically donated it to Ripple. And I mean, sure, like that could hurt a little bit, but I remembered what my dad says, it's like, if somebody can talk you into it, well, then somebody else can talk you out of it. And so I had done my own research and I had conviction. Right? And the biggest lesson I learned about myself through all of this is really resilience. I've had relationships fall apart, business stress, bear markets that tested me for sure, but I kept believing that tomorrow could be better than today. And you need high risk tolerance to step out and do something different. Doing the same thing every day wasn't gonna get me to where I wanted to go. And it's like, you just have to take a leap of faith sometimes. And here's what I want you to hear. Like, don't let your lack of understanding everything hold you back. You don't need to know how the internet's protocols work to use the internet, right? To use a browser. You just need to see to see its value. You just need to know, see why it's valuable, right? And that's kind of how I approach crypto. That's how I encourage people to approach crypto when they're just getting into it. Because I didn't come from money. I wasn't a finance guy, but I took the leap anyway. Now, my dad and I, along with two other amazing partners, we run Exponential Group together, and we're helping people learn this space so they don't have to figure it out the hard way like we did. Yeah, I'm still holding it strong. I'm still believing in XRP's future, even after everything that's happened. And if your story resonates, if my story resonates with you, drop a comment and tell me, where you're at in your journey here. Maybe you're just starting. Maybe you've been through this roller coaster too. Subscribe and let's go on this journey together and talk about it. I remember messing around with some of those early meme coins, just dabbling into the space. And there's one called SafeMoon back in the day. And I actually, long story short, but I actually almost made $1 million just off this stupid meme coin that has no purpose, right? It was gonna blow up, but it was one of the, I guess, the first burn tokens. I went down that whole rabbit hole, learning, what are tokenomics, what are the burn mechanics, supply and demand, what it actually does, how supply gets reduced over time or whatever. It was a wild journey. And there were days where I'd just sit and watch the charts and I'd think, man, if this keeps going, I could actually change my whole life, and then of course it crashed hard like so many of them do. That's a meme coin. It has no utility, no purpose. And even that taught something important to me, is that every asset has risk, but the potential upside in this space is still bigger than anything else I've ever seen. Go to the bank and try to get anything more than 5 to 10% a year. You're not gonna get it, right? So I also had that moment where I was looking at putting a good chunk of money into this tiny Vancouver condo, a 5% down, 30-year mortgage, gonna be whatever, a $600,000 property or something. And I wouldn't even own the land underneath that. And I thought nah, man, I just couldn't do that. So I took that same amount of money. I don't know if it was a good idea or not. Turned out to be a great idea, but it felt at the time, it felt like the biggest gamble of my life. But I knew doing the safe thing wasn't exactly safe anymore. The world's changed, and inflation was eating everything. And my dad and I bonded over all this in a way, because the rest of the family didn't necessarily understand. Some of them on board, some of them aren't. But they kind of looked at us like we were both nuts. But it gave us something to talk about and something to build together, and that's why we eventually started Exponential Group, which is what it is now, and not just to trade or to hold or whatever, but to actually help regular people like me who didn't come from financial backgrounds or learn this stuff without getting wrecked by the same mistakes that we made. And if you're interested in joining that community, just check the link below. You can jump into the mastermind. Great people there, so go check it out. But even right now in this bear market, when prices are down and the noise gets loud again, I still have that same conviction. Like I've watched the cycles. I've felt the fear. I've seen friends buy high and sell low, but I keep stacking because the fundamentals haven't changed. XRP still solves real problems. In the old banking system and the adoption that we've been kind of waiting for, it's finally starting to show up. So like, did you know that the cheapest and the fastest way to send money to Japan, let's say, I'm gonna send a bunch of money over there, is to actually just put it in a briefcase and physically fly it there. Like the financial system is like the days of like, snail mail, letter mail, like, compared to like email and Blockbuster to Netflix. It's changing the bankers and the institutions and the governments know that it's changing, and it's just taking more time to get it switched over properly. So if you're watching this and you're sitting there with that same knot in your stomach that I used to have, wondering if you're too late, if you're too broke, if you're just not smart enough to figure it out, I want you to hear me, okay? You're not. You don't need to be a genius and a mathematician to jump into markets and crypto and whatnot, right? You just need to start. You just take a small step and you ask questions, and you end up asking the right questions, and you just keep learning, right? And tomorrow really can be better than today if you're willing to bet on yourself the way, I bet on myself back then, right? I would have never known where I'd be today, but here I am. And so I'm still in this game. I'm still holding. I'm still believing. And I hope my story gave you, maybe the push to keep going too. So drop your story in your comments below. I'd love to hear them. Let's build something together in this channel. Please throw a like and subscribe. I appreciate every one of you guys so very much. And like always, be blessed, stay positive, and we're gonna catch you guys in the next one.